Hi doctors, good morning. As per the request, we have planned to discuss about some of the high yielding points from ophthalmology. The first one, most common refractive error. Most common refractive error is myopia. Next comes rose scale lens. Rose scale lens used for what? Rose scale lens used for correcting keratoconus. This is the specific type of contact lens which is used for correcting keratoconus. Next comes Snellen's chart. Snellen's chart used for what? Just for testing visual acuity. Visual acuity here it is defined in two ways. Mainly angle subtended at 6 meter and angle subtended at varying distances. So defined in two ways testing for visual acuity. Snellen's chart, visual acuity. What type of epithelium is seen in conjunctiva? Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. Non-keratinized stratified squamous columnar epithelium. Next comes third eyelid of lower animals. So which is called as third eyelid of lower animals? Plica semilunaris. This is nothing but pink colored crescent shaped fold of conjunctiva which is seen in medial canthus, and this is vestigial structure which represents nictitating membrane. So third eyelid of lower animals, Plica semilunaris. Now which condition is called as pink eye? Pink eye is adenoviral keratoconjunctivitis, and this is occupational hazard for ophthalmologists. This is epidemic keratoconjunctivitis and the serotypes are 8, 19 and 37. Here severe infection can leave anterior stromal infiltrates that fade over months. So pink eye, adenoviral keratoconjunctivitis. Which type of hypersensitivity reaction is seen in flectanular conjunctivitis? Answer is type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Mainly here reaction to endogenous tuberculoprotein or reaction occurs to staphylococcal blepharitis. So this is type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. In this case small pinkish nodule can be seen over the conjunctiva. So pink eye is adenoviral keratoconjunctivitis, but pinkish nodule and conjunctiva simply seen in flectanular conjunctivitis, and this is type 4 hypersensitivity reaction. Next comes most common conjunctivitis, which is angular conjunctivitis. This is most common and classically occurs due to Moraxella lacunata, which is gram-negative diplobacillus, also by Staphylococcus aureus. Here risk factors are chronic alcoholism and malnutrition. So most common is angular conjunctivitis, Moraxella lacunata. Next, spring catarrh. Spring catarrh, why this name occurred? Since this is commoner in spring season and warm climate, so its name has come. So this is vernal keratoconjunctivitis. So VKC is also called as spring catarrh. This is type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. This is mainly seen in children and young adults. Here reaction occurs due to external allergens. So that will produce intense itching and mucoid or stringy or ropey discharge and everything. Also cobblestone appearance will be seen in papillae of upper eyelids. So this is vernal keratoconjunctivitis. So as we have discussed already, flectanular conjunctivitis type 4 hypersensitivity reaction, but spring catarrh type 1 hypersensitivity reaction. Now causative organism for trachoma. What is the causative organism for trachoma? Chlamydia trachomatis. And within this Chlamydia trachomatis we have so many serotypes, and which serotype specifically causes trachoma? A to C. So A to C serotypes, Chlamydia trachomatis serotype A to C causes trachoma, and D to K causes inclusion conjunctivitis or chronic follicular conjunctivitis. So here trachoma is mainly transmitted by the organism Chlamydia trachomatis, and this is transmitted by direct contact with fomites, eye secretions using same towels, and by flies and etc. So A to C trachoma, D to K inclusion conjunctivitis. Clinically, trachoma will show scarred limbal follicles and conjunctival scarring. So that scarred limbal follicles are known as Herbert Spitz, and conjunctival scarring shows Alt's line or upper tarsal conjunctiva. So Alt's lines on upper tarsal conjunctiva and Herbert Spitz, which is scarred limbal follicle. So this is also important MCQ. Next comes Fleischer ring. Fleischer ring is seen in keratoconus. This is nothing but iron deposition in epithelium, and this is best seen with cobalt blue light. So Fleischer ring, keratoconus, this is seen at the base of cone. So keratoconus, Fleischer ring. Similarly, Kayser-Fleischer ring. Kayser-Fleischer ring seen in Wilson's disease. Here this is copper deposition over Descemet's membrane. Fleischer ring is iron deposition, but Kayser-Fleischer ring is copper deposition in Descemet membrane, and here this ring first appears superiorly and the earliest best seen by gonioscopy. So Fleischer ring best seen with cobalt blue light, but Kayser-Fleischer ring best seen with gonioscopy. Next, most common cause of unilateral or bilateral proptosis in adults. Most common cause of unilateral or bilateral proptosis in adults cause is thyroid ophthalmopathy. So thyroid ophthalmopathy, most common cause of unilateral or bilateral proptosis in adults. Next comes internal and external hordeolum. Internal hordeolum is also known as hordeolum internum, and this is acute bacterial infection of meibomian glands. So hordeolum internum is acute bacterial infection of meibomian glands. Meibomian glands are modified sebaceous glands. So internum is meibomian glands, and hordeolum externum, this is acute bacterial infection of glands of Zeiss or glands of mole. Here the glands of Zeiss are sebaceous glands and glands of mole are modified sweat glands. They can ask this question. Meibomian glands are modified sebaceous glands and glands of Zeiss are sebaceous glands. Glands of moles are modified sweat glands. Which muscle is called as Tram's muscle? Answer is superior oblique muscle. So superior oblique muscle is also called as Tram's muscle or copying muscle because it helps to move the eye from down and out. So in copying we have to move the eye down and out. So this is called as copying muscle or Tram's muscle, superior oblique. And inferior oblique is called as stargazer's muscle because it produces elevation of eye when the eye is adducted. So stargazer's muscle, inferior oblique, copying or Tram's muscle is superior oblique. Also, the only extraocular muscle which does not arise from apex of orbit, answer is inferior oblique. So inferior oblique is stargazer's muscle, also it does not arise from apex of orbit. Suspensory ligament of Lockwood, which is seen in eye, and this is formed by which muscle? This consists of a blending of sheets of inferior oblique and inferior rectus muscles to form a special thickening of the fascia which supports the globe like a hammock. So suspensory ligaments of Lockwood mainly which consist the sheets of inferior oblique and inferior rectus. Most common organism causing dacryocystitis, Streptococcus pneumoniae. Next comes some important points from retinitis pigmentosa. Autosomal recessive type is most common type of retinitis pigmentosa. So most common is autosomal recessive. And which type is having best prognosis and worst prognosis? Best prognosis autosomal dominant and worst prognosis X-linked recessive. So autosomal recessive most common, autosomal dominant is best prognosis, and worst prognosis as well as least common is X-linked recessive. Next, coming to retinal detachment, most common type is rhegmatogenous type, which is most common, and most common in diabetics is traction retinal detachment. So most common type rhegmatogenous and most common in diabetics traction retinal detachment. Blood and thunder fundus. Blood and thunder fundus seen in central retinal vein occlusion, and there should be extensive and retinal hemorrhages. Extensive retinal hemorrhages, so that we can have the appearance of blood and thunder fundus. Central retinal vein occlusion. Now some of the important appearance of fundus. Cattle track appearance seen in central retinal artery occlusion. As we have already discussed, blood and thunder fundus seen in central retinal vein occlusion. So central retinal arterial occlusion, cattle track appearance of fundus. Rising sun fundus appearance seen in sickle cell anemia. Swiss cheese pattern seen in acute retinal necrosis. Swiss cheese pattern, acute retinal necrosis. Headlight in fog fundus appearance seen in toxoplasmosis. So headlight in fog, toxoplasmosis, Swiss cheese, acute retinal necrosis, rising sun, sickle cell anemia, cattle truck, central retinal arterial occlusion. So that's all today. Thank you.